But before I start, I have a few questions for you guys. First of all, I'm very happy to be here with you, and I hope that one day you guys are inspired enough, because you guys are the next generation when we want you to become even better than us. So hopefully you'll take something from this session um, onto your next journey. Um, my first question is, does anyone know what they want to be when they grow up? Like, and they're definite about it? Maybe you could tell me on chat if you don't want to use the. I couldn't hear you.
Computer engineering.
Nice. That's very specific.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, guys, raise your hands, and we can, rather than loads of people speaking at once, just raise your hands in the classroom, and I'll pick them one by one. That way, it's a little bit more orderly. Okay, so Hala, would you like to speak?
Yes. So I would like to have a business and be a teacher at the same time.
Okay. Okay. That reminds me of my friend. Okay. Perfect.
Great. So that's kind of, yep, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm doing this as well part-time. So that's nice.
Oh, nice. It's the same concept.
Hiya.
Hi. When I grow up, I want to be a gastro doctor.
Nice. That's very specific. Okay. So the main reason is I ask you what you want to be when you grow up, because most probably as you grow up, it might change. And we're open to that, because we'll go through different experiences that will shape our personality. And as we get closer to actually deciding and committing to our decision, we might have a different opinion. When I was around your age, I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be a pediatrician. But when I grew up, I realized science and I are not good friends. So I said, okay, what do I like? And I always said, when people ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I always said, if it wasn't a doctor, I don't know, anything. I just want to be on Forbes. And if you don't know, Forbes is a magazine that basically collects data and only highlights or talks about or writes articles about very powerful people. So all I wanted to be is powerful, but I had no idea how. And that's a personality trait. This is something that I've grew in ever since I was a child. The second question I would ask you guys is, what is your passion? What do you know you enjoy? Is it baking? Is it cooking? Is it publicly speaking? Is it communication? What do you think your passion would be? So if I ask you guys, what is one thing that you can do for the rest of your life and you'll be absolutely happy to do, what would it be? Does anyone know the answer?
Yes.
Tell me.
Okay, so Maitha, your hand is raised. Would you like to speak?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, hello, Maitha.
Can I say the one when we grow up?
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be like a minister, like my aunt.
Oh, that's so sweet. Inshallah, one day you'll be a very powerful minister, Meetha.
I'm sure you will. Okay, Hadi, would you like to talk?
Yes, I would. I can wait. Can I answer like both of the questions, or just like should I answer one?
Sure.
Okay. I would like to be a forensic scientist, and because I really like I just like forensic science a lot, and I would also like to if like not, I would also want to be a astronomer.
Okay, that's amazing. That is definitely doable. If you set your mind to it, it will definitely be there. What I'm trying to show you guys or explain to you guys is how I was thinking when I was around your age, and how that helped me to reach where I am today, and how important it is for everyone um, to choose the way, to choose what they're thinking, let's say. And I'll explain more as we go through. So basically, I started my journey when I was in 6th grade. I bet most of you are older than me, yeah, here. So I was around 6th grade. That was 10 years old. There are a lot of people under 10. Are
No,
there?
we're as young as 10 and as old as 14.
Okay. So basically, I started when I was 10 years old. And what happened was, so I bet this is so not your generation. You might not remember, but do you remember the glittery pens that have a smell to them? So like if a pen writes in red, it has a strawberry smell. So in our grocery store that was next to our house, it was for 17 dirhams. And I took the pen and I bought the pen, and I went to school, and everyone was asking me to buy them the same pen. And then they were like, we'll give you money and please get us the same pen. So I would take their money and wait until the grocery store restocks, which taught me a lot about patience, that money does not necessarily get you anything. And then number three, I would ask my mom, can I tell them it was for 20 dirhams? And I take the profit of 3 dirhams. So I used to make a business, okay? I had no idea what business is. I just wanted to make money, and I just wanted to enjoy the selling game. And that was when I remember, that was when it started of of enjoying this game of taking, selling, and convincing people for what I have. And then as I grew up, obviously I left the pens. As I grew up, I started selling makeup on Instagram. I would go buy it from China for a very, very, very cheap price. And I used to take money from my sister's credit card. I had no idea how to shop online or how people even write an email. So how am I supposed to place an order using a credit card? And back then, that was something, and you guys are experts now in your age. And back then, I think it was a lot more difficult. Um, and I used to buy the makeup and I would repost it on Instagram and say, hey, I'm selling makeup. Does anyone want to buy? And it sold out. So I realized that my passion was technology. I really enjoyed not really interacting with people in a shop, but selling to people from all over the world without talking to anyone. So they would just place their order and that's it. I have no idea who they are. So instead of having a shop and spending so much money on a shop, and at such a young age, obviously I don't have that access, I would basically just sell online. So that was my passion, technology. And I grew into it and I started basically getting better at shop building. And then at around when I was in uni and university in my last year, everyone was saying, okay, when you graduate, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna work? And everyone was thinking, like, everyone was so scared that what if we graduate and we studied 14 years of our lives, um, or around 16 years of our lives, and what if we don't find a job? And a lot of people unfortunately fell in that trap. They did not find jobs. Okay, and I was one of them. I didn't find a job. And in my last year, I decided that I want to create a platform selling flowers online. Why did I choose flowers? Was because it was my passion. So it's very important for you guys to understand that you don't need to know business. You don't need to know anything about business. All of these things can be taught. All of these things you can learn from school, or from experience, or from college, or from courses, or from even YouTube. And you guys have a lot of access to that. But what's really important and what you cannot find online is your passion. You need to know exactly what you enjoy doing, because one thing, you will not continue work in something you do not enjoy. So imagine asking you, and you tell me what you think. We lock you in a room with people you don't enjoy being around for 20 years. Of course, you're gonna go crazy, right? You're gonna say, I can't do that, right? But if I told you that we're gonna lock you in a room with something that you can enjoy, and then this room will unlock a house, will unlock a huge garden, will unlock so many other things, you will be more excited to work for it. So just simply put, if you do not know your passion, it will be extremely even more difficult for you to continue or start a business. And you can be the best you can if it's something that you love, if it's something that you enjoy. So when I started the platform of Baqa, I don't necessarily need to talk a lot about Baqa, but more of the experiences, what I want you to take. Um, with Baqa, I had no idea how to start a business. I had no idea how to even communicate to clients or how to even talk, even though I worked on very simple businesses before that, selling pens and makeup. But um, when it comes to like what we call the real world, it's extremely difficult. However, it is not challenging and it is not difficult enough for you to stop. So it's very easy for you to basically learn that. Who, like me, thought that or still thinks that business is intimidating and it's scary? Me, until today. Who else? Does everyone think that business is easy to deal with and anyone can sell and you can just open a shop and it'll work out?
Many,
No.
many people's hands are raised.
No. They're up, huh? So when I started, I had zero knowledge with actually building a platform, or even Kjhalifa Fund. When I applied to them, they asked me for a business plan, and I was like, "What's a business plan? What do you mean?" And then they started asking me about a financial study where basically they want to know how much it will cost and how much you expect to make. And I was saying, how do you do that? And I had a lot of moments where I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm leaving, I'm quitting. This isn't for me. But the fact that I watched one more YouTube video always pushed me to basically go through the journey. Um, what I need you guys to understand also is that we do not necessarily um, have to know everything before we start it. You can start anything without knowing zero. You can. There was someone that said that wants to be a forensic scientist. You can become that tomorrow if you decide to. So you could start and just go for it. And then after I finished Baqa, I started another company. And that company, I did not start it because I had experience with technology and flowers, but because I saw a huge opportunity, and I had the knowledge. So I said, I'll take over, which is another point that I'm taking. So I'm taking you to. So basically, if there is something, who here plays Fortnite a lot? Not me, but
Me.
okay. So basically, you can always use your knowledge that people don't have, okay, that people don't have to make a business. One idea would be, so for the person that said that they know how to use or how to play Fortnite, you can teach people, since you're an expert, for 100 dirhams per hour. And that's a business. You can go for it. So this is something that you enjoy. This is something that you know. Why not? So let's say you guys in Fortnite, do you like collect coins and like, I don't know, how does this work? Maybe someone from this can.
So there's a virtual currency called V-Bucks where you can purchase it with real money, then you can buy in-game like skins and outfits, and also like dances. So
Can you
like
sell these dances to other people?
well, you can I guess you can sell like you can't really sell people's accounts because that's against like the rules in Fortnite.
Mm,
You but what they like what people do is coaching so that they can get better at the game.
there we go.
There's like many like websites or like and stuff like that. You can just like talk to your friends saying, "Oh, can you give me coaching on Fortnite so I can get better?" And it's not only on Fortnite; it's on many games. I
Mm.
give people coaching, but I don't call. I don't. Um,
Okay. So Hadi, I bet you sound like you know it all. I want you to start coaching, and I might be your first student.
I do.
Okay, there we go. So basically, what I'm saying is that you can always use your knowledge to make business. It doesn't have to. And if you don't have knowledge, it's fine. It's absolutely fine as long as what
Yeah,
one rule you enjoy it. One rule is that you are having fun and you go to work or you start working and you wake up at 7 a.m. for meetings when your friends are sleeping and enjoying their beach time and having fun and going to the movies all day. Um, if you don't enjoy it, you will be jealous of them. But if you did, and it's something that you're growing in and you're having fun in, you're gonna like everyone has different tastes. I'm having fun with mine and you're just so confident. It makes you so lively. um, Business is absolutely people that enjoy business, and I learned this from a mentor, are people that view business as a game, as a lifestyle, um, as okay, I enjoy this risk, I'll take it, and I'll have fun while selling it. Or people that only look at business as money and loss. These people don't really understand what business is because business is a lifestyle, it's a game. Um, and with business, what's nice about it is that um, you don't really you don't really know if you're doing right or wrong. There is no answer. Imagine a test, yeah, at school. And then no matter what answer you answer, you won't know if that's absolutely right or absolutely wrong. And you're just like, what's happening? Can someone tell me what I'm doing is right? And you'll only know you'll only know once you experience it. So I push you guys to start selling around you, and if you like or if you have that passion, communicate with people um, with your knowledge or with things that you already have. You don't necessarily need to buy anything to make a business. You can always start with 0 dirhams. So don't think that business is, let's say, buying this wet wipe and selling it to someone else. You don't have to have this wet wipe. It doesn't have to be a product. It could be something that you learn. So um I bet your generation is all about TikTok now. So if someone if your older cousin, which doesn't know anything about TikTok like me, if your older cousin says, okay, teach me how to edit a video on TikTok, tell her, okay, pay me. Okay, so use your knowledge and transform it into money. When I started, I had zero experience. I went to Kjhalifa Fund and they were asking me so many like serious business questions, and I was like, what's that, what's happening? And because you fight for the knowledge, because you want to actually get it, that's the only way that you can succeed. Alhamdulillah, I got the funding at 20 years old. And when at that age, I'm 23 now. At that age, um, they were like, we can't really give you the fund, you know, because you're too young. And then because I was able to prove my concept to them, and because they had so much trust in me, um, I was able to get the fund. They were even saying, how can we give you a loan of 250,000 dirhams and you have zero experience? I said, I don't know, but you know, it'll be a journey worth it. And it worked. So don't ever believe anyone that could say, no, you can't do it. Or don't believe anyone that could say, you're too young to even get into that, because you're never too young. And I listened, or I was very intimidated with business when I started. I was around I was around, let's say, 16 years old when I was like, okay, I want to take business for a career. Everyone was like, no, you have to work, you have to gain experience, and then you have to understand what people want. And to, that day at 20 years old, when I got the funding from Kjhalifa Fund, I was like, no, I don't. I did it, you know? So don't believe anyone that will say anything that you can't do it, because you always can. Okay, don't fall for that trap. And keep trying, even if one business did not work, or one idea did not work, or you couldn't sell, for example, your knowledge to someone. Keep trying, because even if you didn't get it, you are actually learning on the process, and that's what it's all about. It's all about your learning experience. And that's almost all of my story. um there's so much lessons learned, but my most important one is if you keep going, and if it's something that you love, nothing will stop you, and nothing can, and no one can.
That was brilliant. That was so inspirational. When I was 23, I'm 37 now, so I'm really old. When I was 23, I was just in my second year of university. I didn't have any, and you've achieved so much at your age. So it's definitely an inspiration for me. Even I'm thinking, what have I done with all these years? But that's brilliant.
Then you're teaching a generation now, so that's a big deal.
Well, thank you. All right, I'm sure lots of students have questions for Miss Reem. So if you'd just like to raise your hand in the classroom, and I will try to get through as many people as possible. But if anyone would like to ask Miss Reem about how she started her business, why she's so successful, or anything like that, just raise your hand and you can answer the question. Okay, we'll have some hands raised. So Haya, would you like to unmute your microphone and ask away?
Sorry, my hand was raised
No problem.
from the last.
Okay, let's go with Maytha then. Maytha, your hand is raised as well. Maytha?
What was the most difficult part to continue?
Okay, so my most difficult part would be to continue when I was going to sell to a client, and I looked so young. Yani I looked so young, and then the client said, how old are you? So I was going to buy something. How old are you? And then I'm like, at that time I was 21. So I said, I'm 21. And he said, I can't, I can't work with you. You're too young. And you'll cause me too many problems. And I would rather we do not continue with this deal.
Wow.
And then I said, why? Just because I'm young? Just because I don't have experience? Because he did not trust. He did not trust me, or trust my experience, or trust that I will keep going. So I said, okay, but I mean, that's up to you. And then a year and a half later, I bumped into him at a conference. And he said, oh, Reem, I'm very sorry for what that the deal, of course he did not admit, but he said, I'm very sorry for for not working with you. I really wish I did. Is there a chance for us to work together now? And then I was like, you know, if you can't be around or you can't work with people you don't trust, but you always have to have an open heart. I mean, this is business. um and and yeah, so that was, I think, a lesson learned for him, not for me.
Yeah, definitely. Humility is a very strong asset to have. Don't hold things in down. Okay,
Yeah.
Mohammed Sadiq, would you like to ask a question?
Yes. The question is actually I have a small business for me and my friend, but and we sell some juices. So the problem is that we don't know how to, if we want to sell with online. So how would we sell it with we don't find, we don't, we can't go and take it to the homes, and
Okay.
that was the problem. That is a problem that we are having.
So
Actually,
you,
now we have the Instagram account is okay, but it's not open, because it's open, but we can't sell in it because we can't get it to other places. So because we're too little and we don't have cars and like this.
okay, so Muhammad, was it?
Yes.
Okay, Muhammad. Yani, I would say you came to the right person. I have a delivery company aside from Baqa that delivers juices and cakes. And I'd be happy to help you and give you free delivery services for you to try out the experience, and for you to see how easy it actually is to reach out to people. We deliver even up to Fujairah. Um, so you get the clients, you work and you sell it, and we'll help you. We'll help you, and we'll teach you how to reach to the client. Okay, you can, I think, take my email from Ben later, and we'll be happy to help.
Will do. Mohammed, I'll send you Miss Reem's email and very gracious offer, but that's fantastic. So thank you. All right. So
Thank you.
anybody else that would like to ask Miss Reem a question? Hiya, I see your hand is raised. Did you have a question?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
How can you overcome your fear to start a business?
That's a very nice question. Haya, believe it or not, there is still fear. There is still fear that, you know, you put in so much money. So imagine all your idea money. That's like maybe 1,000 or 500 or 100 dirhams. All of it just risking. That it's very risky. Will I get it back? Will I double it? Will I triple it? Or will I, you know, not get anything? And it's always a fear. However, if you do not take risks, you will never know. So in both cases, you will never know. This money that you're keeping, or this fear that you're allowing to grow, will stop you from opportunities that you don't know of, and these opportunities can be 20 times more or better than what you would expect. So the number one rule with business is you have to trust yourself before anyone or anything or any product. You say, this is a decision that I will take, and I'm confident, and if it worked out, then I'm learning, and I'm doing really good, and we'll take the next step. If it didn't work out, what's going to happen? Nothing. You're going to lose your money. So what? You're going to lose your money. That's the worst thing that could happen. And you're going to say, I'm going to learn from it. And you're not going to allow it to stop you. So everything, and believing that everything is a learning experience, and believing in yourself, is how you can overcome fear, in my perspective. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
No, that was a perfect answer. And you're right. When you start a business or you take a chance. Sometimes, I mean, what I'm doing now with 8 Creative, we're basically finding contracts to deliver camps and things like that. And I think we went about 5 months before we won our first contract. And that was a tough first 5 months with no income coming in. But now I have 4 or 5 contracts lined up until January. And it's just getting that big break. And it might not come for a while, and you might, you know, think all hope is lost, but then it comes, and then it's all then it suddenly think,
it's all about trusting that you can do it.
That's right. Thank you, Miss Reem. Okay. Oh, Hala Safian Awad, would you like to ask your question?
Yes. So since like life is too short to think small, do we just go for it and go big, or do we just like start small and then go big?
Okay, so there are let's say 3 different types of businesses for people that can go big. Like, for example, people that can go big. Let's give you an example. Noon. Have you heard of Noon? Okay, so
Yes.
so Noon basically started with a huge investment, and he said, "I'm gonna go big, and I'm gonna put in so much money, and I'm gonna go big, and I'm gonna sell this." And look at how successful he is, right?
Yeah.
And I bet you all of you have tried buying from Noon. Amazon. Have you guys heard of Amazon?
Yes.
Yes.
Amazon
Yes.
actually started from his house garage. 2 different, so almost the same, let's say almost the same business, 2 different ways, okay? And this guy took him so many years to build his business, and he actually started, it was an online bookstore, and then it became Amazon. And then you have Noon, who said, "I'm gonna start big." So there is no right answer to that. It's all about the experience that you choose to go through, and it's all about your capabilities and your knowledge. So if it were come to me personally, I always like to start small, and not necessarily small as in only selling to a few clients, but I would say small. We have to do, before business, we have to do something called POC, which is proof of concept, which is basically testing your business in a very small, in a very small, let's say to a very small consumer base, and seeing how they react. Okay, and by consumer base or those small circle, it doesn't have to be your family. It could be actually people. Yani, I'm telling you, for example, instead of, for example, selling on a website, you could always sell on Instagram. Test it, proof of concept. It could take one week, it could take 1 month. Have you seen when you go to Carrefour or any grocery store, and then you see like a stand and someone giving you free soup or free milk or free, this is actually proof of concept. So a huge company like Lacnor or Knorr or Nestle, these guys actually also proof their soup, and if people like it, if people keep coming back to take it. So always start with a proof of concept, see how people react to it, see what they want more, see what people like more, see what people don't like, improve it, and then start. Now, how you will start, big or small, that is completely up to your experience. Don't listen to anyone that says, no, you have to start small, don't waste your money. No, if you're confident of it, go for it. That's your experience to decide, not people's.
Thank you very much, Ms. Reem. That was perfect. Okay, I don't see any hands raised, but if anyone would just like to ask a question, you can just speak freely now. And if we have quiet, I guess that's all the questions. Okay, so Ms. Reem, thank you very much for doing the talk today. It was really inspirational and it was very lively. We had lots of questions. I'm sure the students are all very thankful too. And so I guess, yeah, and by the way, Miss Reem will be one of the judges for you guys next week. So you have to be very nice to Miss Reem. But Miss Reem, thank you very much for your time. And I look forward to seeing you in just a few days' time to show all the wonderful business ideas the kids are going to have.
all the best, guys. And remember, this is a journey that you guys decide, and keep going and keep doing what you do best, all of you.